Good evening. I'd like to welcome all of you to the regular meeting of the Stillwater Planning Commission of November 7th, 2017. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce our new member, Cindy Tillman-Brown. Thank you for coming and being on board. We're delighted to have you.
Thank you.
Excellent. I'll begin with land use items for discussion and possible action. St. Francis Xavier Parish, match amendment PZ-17-2251, requesting review and approval of rezone property addressed as 602 South West Street from CG PUD, Commercial General Plan Unit Development, to CG Commercial General. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Lance Gross with Development Services. The map amendment before you is located at 602 Southwest Street. The hatch mark that you can see on the map is the subject site. It's currently zoned CG PUD, Commercial General Plan Unit Development. It's actually associated with the property directly to the east, 601. That one's also CG PUD. The site is actually at the southwest corner of 6th and West Street. And let's see. The property to the north is also CG, Commercial General. And the northern half of the property on the west side is also CG. The southern half of the property to the west is RMI, Residential Multifamily Intermediate, and to the south is Residential Single-Family Small Lot. This is a street view looking to the northwest from West Street. You can see there's a structure on the north side of the property. It's the Catholic Center used as a preschool and also a Sunday school. This site has an open lot and a playground on it. The original PUD came about because the church to the west wanted to expand the building. And with the expansion, they would basically lose their parking. So if they lost their parking, they own this property that we're looking at right now. They planned on expanding their parking into this site. So that's why the PUD came about. And let's see the findings. The PUD designation includes 601 Southwest Street. The property owner, the church, is actually relocating to the west side of Stillwater, to Country Club and Mackerel. So they want to sell this property as commercial. They basically want to, take out the PUD requirements and keep it as a straight base zoning CG. And the request is compatible with the comprehensive plan, and the relocation services, the church will eventually be moving to that new site. Any questions?
Okay, no questions. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I now open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the item, please step forward. Give your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Stephen Gose with Gose & Associates, 113 East 8th. We're here on behalf of the applicant to answer any questions. Lance's presentation and Patty's report covered everything. Again, the church is just trying to clean it up for future uses once they relocate. So just trying to remove the PUD, get back to the straight zoning so that future users don't have to do that. So, any questions?
No questions.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. Well, if you have
Sorry.
questions, please bring your microphone down in front.
Brief question will the two parcels be sold as a single tract, or would they be?
At this time, all I'm aware of is the west parcel is on the market and has people looking at it. And this zoning is actually part of a contingency in that transaction. As far as we know right now, the church will retain 601 Southwest Street, where the
Okay,
existing church building is.
okay, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of the item, please step forward and give your name and address. Seeing none, anyone wishing to speak in opposition to the item, please step forward and state your name and address for the record. There being none, I'll close the public hearing and ask for staff alternatives.
Staff alternatives are approve as presented, recommended denial, or table to a certain date in the future.
Okay. Any final questions for staff or anything? Discussion.
I move accept findings and recommend the city council approve the proposed map amendment as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the recommendation. We will now proceed to vote. The motion passes 5-0. We'll now move to the second land use item for discussion and possible action, Dahlmark Signs, specific use permit, PZ-17-2252, requesting review and approval of a specific use permit for property addressed 1506 East 6th Avenue to allow the installation of an electronic message center sign in the CG Commercial General Zoning District adjacent to a residential district. Staff.
Yes. This specific use permit is located at 1506 East 6th Avenue. As you can see, the boundary for the site is in purple. The zoning is CG, Commercial General, and there's a portion that's actually zoned RSS to the north. The property is surrounded by CG, Commercial General on the actually south, east, and west. The location of the sign will be right at the corner of Stallard and 6th Avenue. It's indicated by the purple circle. Here's a view looking to the northeast. The existing sign that's located there will be replaced with the new sign. This view is looking to the southeast, and you can see the sign back behind the truck. Here's an elevation of the sign. The static sign is at the top, and it's approximately 12 feet wide by 7 feet 8 inches tall. The LED sign will be right below it. The overall height of the sign is approximately 20 feet. Findings, the reason for the SUP is because it's adjacent to residential. The sign will not face or be directed toward any residential, and all the requirements have been met. Any questions?
No questions. Thank you, sir. I'll now open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the items, please step forward, give your name and address for the record. All right, seeing none. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to the item, please step forward, give your name and address for the record. There being none, I'll close the public hearing and ask for staff alternatives.
The alternatives are accept the findings, recommend approval, find the request is not appropriate, recommend denial, or table the item to a certain date.
Discussion.
I move accept findings and recommend the city council approves proposed specific use permit as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the recommended specific use permit. We'll now vote. The motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is the approval of meeting summary for discussion and possible action. The approval of regular meeting summary, October 17th, 2017.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. We'll now vote. The vote prevails 5-0. Miscellaneous items from staff for discussion. The next Planning Commission meeting will be November 21st, 2017. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion passes 5-0. Thank you all very much. Good evening.